in this winter where LVK cost the Great Heathen Army the tag team titles? Yeah, I knew he was out there. I could hear him running his mouth from the time we left the curtain. Whenever I could finally pinpoint where he was, I'd had my limit, and I invited him to come in and hit me. But instead of coming face to face and fighting me like a man, he pulls me off a ladder and sucker punches me like a coward.
I'm challenging you because you disrespected the family. And at the end of the night, your name will be on my resume. And my name will be the name they change.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this special Wednesday edition of NGW High Voltage. I am the camera guy, and here with me, as always, is NGW head official Scott Cross. Scott, this week is one that I don't know about you, but I have been looking forward to this one for quite some time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've seen the videos, we've heard the chatter, and now we finally get the man on behind the videos.
And we've already got the infamous Dardar in the chat. Now she's telling you bye, Scott. You going somewhere?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Might be.
But yeah, here tonight we're going to be talking with LVK about our upcoming show, Melee in Mascoutah 3, Keeping the Tradition Alive, Saturday, June 21st at the Lou Civic Center in Mascoutah, Illinois.
Yes.
And earlier this week, it was announced that LVK will be facing off against Reinar the Hooligan.
I mean, we kind of knew this match was going to happen because of all the chatter and all the history between LVK and Reinar, but we don't know the history between them. So hopefully tonight we'll get a little insight of what's going on between them. But yeah, it has been made official. LVK is part of the new Genesis roster officially, not just one night. He's a part of the roster now. So his first opponent in Melee Mascoutah 3 is Reinar.
But we're going to have so much more on that at Melee and Mascoutah. We're going to have Navi Kai facing off against Preacher for the NGW Lightning Division Championship.
We already said it one time. Okay. I'm going to try to say this without saying his name. He will defend his title against the up-and-comer Navi Kai. We had Navi Kai on, a couple weeks ago. Excited to see Navi Kai in NGW. He brings a great energy to New Genesis Wrestling. And, I mean, he's been on a roll lately at NGW, and now he gets his first opportunity at a title for the Lightning Division title.
Yep, that's going to be something. And then, of course, we're having the continuation of the champion of the tournament to crown the first ever NGW Women's Champion. And we're getting into the semifinal rounds, aren't we, Scott?
Yes. I mean, I can't believe we're already partly into the semifinals. I mean, it's crazy that we're already there. But, we will have a returning Lexi Green to take on Cassandra Golden. Now, Cassandra Golden did get a bye, which at the beginning of the tournament, Lexi Green was the first match in the tournament. She was looking to get a bye. She didn't get a bye, but Cassandra did. And now we will see for one of the first semifinals, Lexi Green versus Cassandra Golden. So we're getting closer to that crowning that first ever NGW Women's Champion.
Yeah, I can. We got Dardar in the comments saying, "Let's go, he who shall not be named."
Yeah, we can't say that name.
We're already at 1 Dardar.
Yeah, we can't get up to 3.
And of course, we'll also be having Jerry Morgan taking on Sid Holland for the Wrestling for a Cure Championship.
Yes, another championship being defended. Sid Holland, one of the great representatives for Wrestling for a Cure, puts that heavyweight title on all over the place, and now he's going to defend it against Jerry Morgan. And Jerry Morgan, I mean, we had Jerry Morgan on, and man, he is he's a fighter, and I mean, this is going to be a great match because I know Sid is going to bring the fight. So is Jerry, and I mean, this is going to be a great
Jerry
match.
has yet to be penned or submitted in NGW or IWA productions.
Yeah, and Sid was almost 2 years undefeated in NGW, so they share similarities there.
Yep. And of course, we're also going to be having the new NGW Heavyweight Championship Playboy Double H teaming with Tobias Storm going against a returning Chris Cade and the King of Chaos, Ricky Cruz. Ricky Cruz, of course, no stranger to PYT and their antics, and Chris Cade looking to get a few hits in before he faces off against Playboy Double H for the NGW Heavyweight Championship at Wrestling for a Cure in July.
Yes, that match was made, and when Playboy was on, he wanted to find out who he was facing, and we found out it was a tag team match because according to what we heard, they wanted to protect the NGW Heavyweight Championship match for a Cure. So Chris Cade will get a little redemption against Playboy Double H, but on July 12th at Wrestling for a Cure, he will get him one-on-one for that NGW Heavyweight Championship.
Yep. But, of course, like we said at the top of the hour, tonight we have LVK as our guest. And let's take a look at some of his accomplishments. Right now, he is undefeated in 2025. He's going to be making his NGW singles debut at Melee and Muscuda 3. He has over 15 years of experience in professional wrestling, and his list of championships is staggering. SMPW Heavyweight Champion twice, SNPW Light Heavyweight Championship twice, and also the inaugural SMPW Tag Team Champion twice, making him a two-time SNPW Triple Crown Champion. SMPW Fan Favorite winner in 2022. He's also wrestled for St. Louis Anarchy, KCXW, and Dynamo Pro. A little bit of a fun fact about LVK. He played sports growing up and through college, where he participated in NCAA basketball tournaments for St. Joe's. So not only is he a fantastic wrestler, he's a fantastic basketball player.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's accomplished a lot, and I'm excited that he is here in NGW. I mean, seeing all that he's accomplished, I mean, I can't wait to see what he accomplishes in NGW.
Yeah, we have Dale Winchester. I'm doing great. Dale and Scott, he wants to know how you're doing too.
Oh, hey, Dale.
But Scott, what do you say we go ahead and bring on the one, the only LVK?
Let's bring him on.
Make sure we get you in the seat of honor. Mr. LVK, how are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm good. I'm excited to be a part of this. This is interesting right here. This is interesting. You guys rolled out the red carpet for me. This is awesome.
We are absolutely excited to have you. My first introduction to you was at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
When you were actually in the audience for Endless Winter. And you had some things to say to Reinar after the Great Heathen Army interrupted the match between TNT and the FAM for the NGW Tag Team Championships.
Well, the thing with that is I had no plans on getting involved. I was just there for support. And basically what it was good to have that backup. So they were using me as just hey, if it does go down, you're here, but you're not going to get involved. Next thing you know, this guy decided he wanted to get in my face. And when you get in my face, there's consequences and repercussions with it. Unfortunately for him, he's going to find out June 21st. He already got a little taste back in that TLC match, and I'd hate to be him June 21st.
Yeah, I was standing there snapping pictures. He was pointing to his chin, telling you to go ahead and take a shot.
Yeah. Well, he got what he wanted because I took all the shots I could take on in that TLC match.
Yeah, and that was the second time we saw you. And Phoenix Quinn, who we actually have in the chat right now, saying, say his name.
We're talking about me, not the other guy that you guys have on the show. Yeah. You can't say his name. You guys can say my name. The other guy,
LVK.
we won't say
Yeah.
his name.
Yeah, we don't want to say his name.
Who?
And,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Don't say his name.
Yeah, okay.
and
Thought
we
I
have
beat you there.
infamous Dardar in the chat saying that LVK will beat Reinar.
That's 100% correct.
And you
That's-
two have also been lighting up the NGW Facebook page, kind of talking back and forth there a little bit.
Yeah, we have. This has been going on since January. I mean, I have a saying: you can talk tough until you get hit in the mouth. Well, he got hit in the mouth, so. But the thing is, he's still talking tough. So I got a lot more work to do to make sure he doesn't talk tough and use my name to talk tough with.
So a little bit
And I
about
can't
you.
wait
How
for it.
did
I'm
you
like
get?
pumped.
A little bit about you. How did you get started in wrestling?
So I've been watching wrestling since I was a kid. I know that's cliche to say because the majority of us, we started watching as a kid, and that's how I basically found the love of it. I watched growing up. I watched Bret Hart. Bret Hart was my guy growing up. He was the very first match that I watched, and it happened to be the ladder match that not a lot of people they know about it, but they didn't really get to see it. It's the ladder match between him and Shawn. And when I watched that match, I was hooked. I was like, yeah, this is something that I would want to do, in the future. And ever since then, growing up, I just had that. I was playing sports. I was playing different sports, and I was like, okay, in the back of my mind, wrestling will always be there. So let's see how far this goes. So once I stopped playing sports, I decided, you know what? That's all I think about. It's what I've always wanted to do. It was a dream of mine. Let's go ahead and make it happen. So that's the story right there. I got started just by watching. And in college, a lot of people didn't know this, but I'm a perfectionist when it comes to being the best, being a sports athlete. So once I got done, training and hitting the weight room, we had these mats. We had these mats for gymnastics and stuff. And I'm usually the last one to leave the weight room, leave the gym. So I would set those up and I would practice how to fall. It's crazy to think that, but I knew I was going to have to do this eventually. I was going to go into this world, this crazy world. So the first thing I wanted to do was prepare my body for it. And when I took that first one, I was like, this isn't bad. This isn't as bad as I thought. If I can handle this, then I can get into this. Because this is the first part is taking that bump. It's mentally getting over that hurdle of, hey, you're going to fall on your back. So that was the first part. Then when I started training, I took about 500 of those. I was like, okay, maybe I want to think of doing something else. Maybe I got my degree, maybe it's time to put that degree to work. But then it dawned on me when I woke up the next morning. I was like, I want more. I want a lot more. And I know I can make it big in this business, in this industry. So 15 years later, here I am.
Yeah. Where'd you get your training at? Where'd you get your introduction in wrestling school at?
So it's funny how the fam comes involved in this. I first met the trainers at the company they were at. And I knew they wrestled, but I didn't know where, and it didn't click to, talk to them and say, hey, where are you guys wrestling at? I want to get involved in this. I just went in and they happened to be there. And I was like, oh, this is easy. That's my family right over there. They're already doing this. So an introduction and we can practice and do whatever needs to be done. And there it is. So basically the fam got me into the door. So it was up to me to continually push forward. And when they opened that door for me, that's why I was there at the show. They asked me for the support. I was going to be there because they've opened the door for me. So the fam is actually, they didn't know that I was going to do it. I didn't know they were pursuing it as seriously as they were. So it just it worked out perfectly.
So what's your relationship to the fam, Marcellus Knight and Alex Steele?
We are cousins, distant cousins. They live in a different area than I do, and we see each other like family reunions and stuff like that. That's about it.
So it's
Now
probably
that we're both in the same company, we're gonna see a lot more of each other now for sure.
so it's a little bit of a shock to you when you show up there and you see them taking bumps, being in the ring, working together.
Yeah, it was a huge shock. Like, you guys never talked about this when I was growing up, or you guys never talked about this when we were at family reunions. And it's funny how the story of me being introduced and asked to do this match. I saw Marcellus out one night, and when I saw Marcellus, I asked him, was he still wrestling? And he said, yeah, you should come to the show. We're wrestling for the tag titles. I said, okay, I'll be there. So there you have it. That's how that started. That's how I got in with being a part of the crowd in that match.
So we already got Reinar the Hooligan in the chat right now going, blah, 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 who cares? This is the most boring interview I've had the displeasure of coming across. And speaking of Reinar, we have the infamous Dardar asking, hey, LVK, what are you looking forward to in your match with Reinar?
Beating the living hell out of him. That's the first thing. And, of course, getting the win. But at the same time, I want to beat the living hell out of him. That's what I want to do. He disrespected the fam. He's disrespected me. If you disrespect me, that's one thing, but you got to be able to back up that disrespect. And so far, he hasn't backed up anything except writing on a social media platform.
Yeah,
and he says I sucker punched him. Like, come on now. You were taunting me.
You two have been going back and forth. You two have been going back and forth there on Facebook, and neither one of you, are heeding to that old adage, that my mom taught me: if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
It's funny. My mom and dad always told me, if you can't defend yourself, don't throw a punch. So clearly, I wish my mom and dad would have told Reinar that. Because June 21st, he's not going to be able to defend himself. I'm going to make easy work of him. Plain and simple.
I do have to ask, you've seen how Reinar operates in a tag team situation. Have you done any research, watched any footage on how he operates as a singles competitor?
So I watched him at the show live, and after punching him, this dude is made of glass. Like, his jaw is going to break. Like, I don't need to watch anything that he's done. I know the type of opponent he is. Like I said online, I've faced tougher Vikings than him. He's fake. He's an imitation. He's not, real? He's not real. He may be a Viking, but he's not one that will try to destroy you. He will try to get to you mentally. And how he does that is online. Now, once we get in the ring, it's a different story. He needs to actually watch what I do. When we step in the ring, I am a very dangerous man. I am a very, very unforgiving man. And I take mental notes of everything that you say. Like right now, he said something. I'm not even reading it.
Yeah, he's saying, leaving you broken and battered in the ring is made so much sweeter knowing your fam is going to have to watch me destroy you.
Okay, so I'm glad he said that because I just took a mental note of that. So that mental note, when I beat him, that is going to be the reason why he loses. He's more worried about the fam. He needs to go and watch my matches. He needs to go and study me. I'm not studying him because I'm not worried about him. I know I can beat him anytime, anywhere. That's the confidence level I have. And that's with any opponent. I don't care how big you are. I don't care how small you are. I don't care how wide, strong you are, fast you are. I don't care. None of that matters. You have to get in the ring with me.
Now, with Reinar the Hooligan being a part of the Great Heathen Army, which also involves DK and Rickster Wolfsbane, do you have any concern with other members of the Great Heathen Army possibly being at ringside, or have you talked to the fam about them maybe being ringside for you to take care of any interlopers, let's say, into the match?
No, I have no concerns. And the reason why, they can get it too. They can get it too. It'll be 3-on-1. It doesn't matter to me. I'll face all three of them. They can get it too. I'll leave all three of them laying on the mat. And as I leave, when they wake up and they see those lights, I'll be gone and we'll probably be celebrating the back, me and the fam.
See, I keep getting the impression from both of you that this isn't going to be just a normal wrestling match. This really has the kind of, we're going to go and we're going to fight kind of feel to it.
This is a fight. This is going to be a fight. I mean, if he wanted a wrestling match, he could have asked. He could have, that January show that I was at and I was watching my fam, he could have asked. He could have said, hey, I heard things about you. I heard that you're very dangerous. I heard that you're one of the best. Why don't you give me that opportunity? And I would have gladly said, okay, definitely, yes, I'll give you that opportunity. But when you put your hands on me, that means we're fighting.
So is there anything that you've seen from Reinar that gives you a little bit of pause or concern maybe before your match?
Nope. Not worried one bit. I'm telling you right now, if you have any, and this goes to the NGW community out there, if you have any thought process of going to Vegas and placing bets or going FanDuel, whatever you want to go on and placing bets, if you want to lose money, bet on Reinar. Bet on Reinar. If you're in the business of losing money, bet on Reinar. I've already spoiled the match for you on how it's going to go. I'm telling you right now, before it happens, if you want to lose your money, bet on Reinar.
Well, I don't think that Scott and I are allowed to bet during the matches.
Yeah.
Reiner's saying that he doesn't want a wrestling match. He wants a war. He wants to raid against a true warrior and sacrifice him to old gods.
That's what he wants. Okay. Here's what I want. And here's what I'm going to do. I am going to raid his ship. I am going to drag him off of his ship. I am going to beat the living hell out of him. Then, once I take him off of his ship, I am going to show the fam, hey, look what I got. If they thought that We Pet the Dog was bad, wait until the 21st. Then I'm going to take him back to his ship. Then I'm going to take him to the plank. Then I'm going to look at him before I throw him off the plank. And then I'm going to laugh about it. And I'm going to get back in my car and drive home. And I'm going to continually laugh about it. And I'm going to talk to the fam. And I'm going to say, hey, did that really happen? And they're going to say, yes, it really happened.
Yeah, we've got the infamous Dar Monroe in the comments. And everybody, as you're watching, make sure you're dropping any questions that you have for LVK down in the chats. We'll get to them. And one of you will be selected to be the lucky participant in our game that LVK is going to be playing with us here tonight to win one of you a signed poster from Melee and Muscuda 3. And Dardar is saying, hey, LVK, don't let Scott ref your match. If Scott does, she wants you to beat Scott up.
Really, Dardar? Really? Oh, you just wait till next. You just wait till next show. I'm gonna scare the crap out of Dardar. Oh man, I got her good at the last show.
I've noticed basically, Scott, them trashing you as a referee. And if you are my referee for my very first match at NGW, I'm you know what? I'm not gonna say anything mean. I'm gonna tell you right now, you might want to pull me off of Reinar. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Well,
I hope I can hear the bell because they're gonna be cheering for me to beat the hell out of him. So I hope I hear the bell, and I hope you pull me off of him while I'm beating the hell out of him.
I mean, yeah, you said you're going in for a fight. This is not going to be a wrestling match. This is going to be a fight because he made it personal. He disrespected fam. So let's, we know we got June set up for Melee Mosquito 3 with Reinar.
Yep.
And you're new to NGW. Let's go a little future a little bit. Is there anybody on the NGW roster that you would like to get in the ring with that you maybe not have got in the ring with?
That's a good question. There's Tobias. He's one. I watched his match against can't think of his name off the top of my head right now. Oh, TJ Kellis. TJ Kellis was a friend of mine. I can't believe couldn't remember his name. I watched his match with TJ, and I said, you know what? Our paths are going to cross one day, because he's just like me when I first started. He's that guy that is braggadocious, and I'm braggadocious too, but he's more braggadocious than I was. He knows he's good. He knows he's confident in everything he does, just like I am, and just like I always will be. So our styles are tailor-made for each other. So he's one guy. A lot of people don't know this. Me and Sid Holland actually have worked together in another company, and we've always said that we want to get in the ring with each other. So Sid's one of those guys I definitely want to get in the ring with as well. Navi. So back in 2021, I was training to come back to wrestling. I had a little brief hiatus from wrestling. A lot of things. I lost my grandmother in 2020, so I took a little time off. When I came back, I was training to get ready. And Navi Kai was one of the guys that was there training as well. So he's one of the guys I definitely want to get in the ring with as well, because I know his beginnings. I've seen where he's come from. So I think that me and him would have a good match. Hopefully he wins the championship against the guy we won't name. And so once I'm done with Reinar, the fake hooligan, I'll be gladly looking to win some gold. And he's one of those guys that I believe that me and him would have a great match. And you could throw TJ Kellis in there as well. You can throw Ricky Cruz, who I know. Playboy, you can throw him in there. There's a lot of people on that roster that I want to get in the ring with and mix it up with. So I'm not the one to shy away from a challenge. So I'll face anybody, anytime, anywhere.
Seems like you just want to set everybody up to just kind of run through the whole roster.
I'm a resume builder. There's a lot of names on my resumes that I faced. So anybody I can add to that resume, those guys for sure. I go to every company knowing that your name's going to be on my resume sooner or later.
Speaking of which, who are some of your more memorable opponents that you have faced before?
Well, I have a slew of them. I have like a crew. First and foremost, I have to throw Tony Flood in there. Tony Flood is one of the guys who I've wrestled, you can say indoor, you can say outdoor. We've had a United States versus Canada beef battle going with us. We've had flag matches. We've had street fights. We've had title matches. We've wrestled in front of 30 people to 1,000, maybe more. And those matches are always phenomenal because we tell great stories. Adrian Surge for sure is one of those guys who I would say he's my wrestling rival. He is the one guy that has taken me to let's have fun, let's get in the ring. He's taken me to that level of, I hate you. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure you never wrestle again. He is the guy that brought out that mean streak in me when it comes to wrestling. It's that I don't care if you are in a hospital. I know I sent you there. He brought that side out of me. And then there's my brother, Dice Patterson, who, unlike the fam, he's actually turned his back on me a couple of times. So with that being said, any and everybody in this business you cannot trust, and that includes your family. Now, the fam, I can definitely trust them because they've never stabbed me in the back. I've never stabbed anybody in the back in this business. So, but when it comes to, friends and family, no one's safe. Let's just say that when it comes to this business.
We've got Dardar in the chat making up a dream match here, saying, "Hey, LVK, would you want to fight Tobias, Marco, and Cutler, the 3 newest members of PYT, versus you, Marcellus, and Alex in a triple threat?"
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would definitely be down with that. I get the team with my family. Yeah. Anytime I can team in this business, you go in thinking one thing and then you come out as another. Like, I broke in this business as a tag team, and I thought I was going to be a tag team for the duration of my career, and I didn't think I was going to be 15 years in. Well, that tag team really didn't last long. They decided they wanted to put me in singles. They said I connect better with the crowd. So, and I tell better stories as a single than I would as a tag. But anytime I get the team with the fam, yes, sign me up. Sign me up. I didn't know it doesn't even have to be, Tobias, Marco, and Cutler. It doesn't have to be them. It could be anybody on the roster. The 3 of us, it's a dream team with me, Marcellus, and Alex. It's a dream team. I would definitely never turn that down, ever.
That sounds like a headlining match right there.
Oh, that would be an amazing
popcorn.
6-man tag. Yes.
Buy your popcorn.
We got Dardar saying, "Well, sorry to tell you, but boo you because she's got to support PYT." Dardar is PYT's number one.
He set
fan.
me up for that one.
Yeah,
he set me up for that one. That was a setup.
He does.
And you guys played along with it. You guys couldn't tell me that was a setup.
Well, Dardar, when you meet Dardar, she's if it's PYT, she's all PYT. If you go anything against PYT, she hates you. So it's just that's the way Dardar is. Yeah, that's why she don't. That's why she don't like me.
There is one exception to that, though, and that is when Preacher is involved, Dardar will kind of be.
Did you just say
Alex again?
Alex,
we
can't say his name.
Hey, come on.
We're up to 2 now. We're up to
That's
2.
2.
We're at 2.
Yeah. I said, hey, last week I said it accidentally. I didn't know we were up to 2 because I didn't know the Preacher counter would.
We are always watching.
See, that's
what happens. You did, Scott?
I know.
What did you do? Why? Why did you do that?
It happens. It's just
I could have gone the whole show without seeing that, and now that I saw it, it got me an idea. That's for another day, another time. But thanks a lot, both of you.
Yeah.
And you know what? Thanks again for setting me up with that Dardar question. That Dardar question was a setup, and I walked right into it. And neither one of you told me about it. Thanks.
Well,
I wasn't going to say anything bad about you, Scott, but you know what? Now I think I am going to say something bad about you. I'm going to wait till after the 21st, though, before I say something bad about you.
Okay. That's fair.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it.
It's # Scott's fault.
Yeah. I've seen that floating around. I've seen that one floating around.
There's a lot. I got stickers. I'm going to make some money off that # Scott's fault. I also have #
all that money is going to Wrestling for a Cure.
Yes,
Scott.
Exactly. It's
all good. It's going somewhere. Good.
So that's why I said all the stickers. They need to come on, buy one. If it's my fault or not.
Yeah, Scott has 2 sets of stickers. # Scott's fault and # not Scott's fault. He's trying to see if we can, which one sells better to see where people really side on the Scott's fault issue.
Thanks, guys. Truly appreciate that. Whatever that was that showed up on the screen. Thanks, I appreciate it. Could have gone the whole night without that.
Well, speaking of that, you said that you saw TJ's match against Tobias Storm, and you're friend with TJ. How do you feel about TJ Kellis not even being able to be announced as the new NGW Lightning Division champion before the cash-in happened?
It sucks. And coming from a guy who has had that happen to him, you guys put up my accolades early before I came on. So the funny, what's up, cousin?
Marcellus Knight in the chat.
Up, cuz?
One half of the fam.
My fam right there.
Or
What's
maybe
up,
one
cuzzo?
third of the fam now.
Yeah. Yeah, I go here now. It worked out. So for going back, having that happen twice, you guys put up, like I said, you guys put up my accolades. The light heavyweight title, I was the inaugural winner and the very first, and I literally stood up, celebrated with the crowd, and the music hit, and I lost it 3 seconds later.
Oh.
So yeah, and it didn't take me long to get it back, but the fact that it's happened to me twice. And remember I said that story about my brother. My brother was the one that took it from me twice. He took it from me the second time. It was kind of hectic on how it happened because there was a match set up later that night, and the guy who we had this briefcase and it's a contract, and he had it and he cashed it in on me. He literally told me he was going to cash it in on me. And I said, okay, well, I'll be waiting for you. You had a better chance of not telling me. But he still wouldn't have beat me, but you would have had a better chance. You would have caught me off guard. So when that happened, I was caught off guard when he got attacked before he got to the ring. And when he got into the ring, he couldn't fight. And my brother stole the contract, and it wasn't signed. So he took a pen out, he signed it. So we had a match. I lost that match. So I feel for TJ. It does suck, but I look at it as having had it happen twice now. Business is business. So, I mean, if I'm on the other side of that, I wouldn't have gone that route. I'm more of I will tell you, I'm going to cash in on you. I'm not going to be sneaky about it, but I get it. If you're trying to be champion, you got to do what you got to do.
Yes. And that's what we have learned from the Right to Fight, because we have had the right to fight for the tag team titles, the lightning division, and the heavyweight, and they have both cashed it in mid-match and have walked away with the titles. So it's almost like, the almost opportunity, some people will tell you, but that's what we've seen with those cash-ins. It's unexpected and it's successful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is how.
Yeah, I'm not the type of guy that does that. I like to tell people, hey, you know what? I'm cashing in on this date. Prepare yourself, because you now know that it's coming. So.
Yeah.
We have infamous Dara in chat saying LVK better not say anything bad about me. She has an LVK sign made. So don't say anything bad about Dardar, or she might not show her sign.
Dardar, I'm not going to say anything bad about you because I want to see the sign.
Dardar has some amazing signs.
Yeah.
She put in here that she has 3 signs made: an LVK sign, a PYT sign, and the hashtag Thank You Peggy Minder sign.
I'm not going to say anything bad because I want to see these signs.
As long as she don't bring my sign, I'm fine with that.
She's gonna bring the hashtag Blame Scott sign. I mean, she actually made a sign for the camera guy, which was very nice. I thought that was very good.
You know what, camera guy? I'm not gonna say anything bad about you, because meeting you for the first time was pretty awesome. You had no idea that I was gonna be at the show and anything like that, and you were one of the first guys that shook my hand and said, "Hey, you got to be here to watch something." I was like, "Yeah, I'm here to watch the fam." And then you welcomed me and shook my hand and said, "Hey, welcome aboard." So yeah, and you took some really, really good pictures too. So that's another plus.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of hard to miss, Reinhard coming right up to you, going, "Hit me." I look over, I go, "Yeah, no, something's gonna happen here."
Right place, right time. And that's another thing. You're always in the right place at the right time.
Not always, because, sometimes Scott is in the way, and the picture that I'm trying to get just becomes a picture of Scott's butt.
Well, I have to see the shoulders down, so I could be in the right position. He could be right behind me. It's just maybe he's in the wrong position. I don't know.
This interview just took a weird turn.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, referees are we have a magnet in our back pocket. We carry.
Okay. We get it, Scott. We get it, Scott. Scott, we get it.
We're attracted to cameras, and
we get it, Scott.
So, yeah.
You don't need to explain anymore. We got it.
Okay, just letting you know.
I just expect you to count to 3 and then pull me off of Reinar on the 21st.
Okay, I will try to do my best because I know you want to get your hands on him.
Yeah, and I'm really excited about this Melee and Mascuda 3. This is the third one. I've never missed the first 2, obviously. Yep. So I'm like ready to be a part of this one.
Yeah.
Well, part of the show is just celebrating being able to keep the tradition of professional wrestling alive in Mascuda, because Mascuda actually has a wonderful and very colorful history with professional wrestling. Like, for example, one of the things that I'm very proud of is that Mascuda, Illinois was the place where the first ever women's tag team match took place in the entire state of Illinois.
Oh, that's awesome. Shout out to women's wrestling.
Yeah.
For
and
sure.
It's also, NGW's 3rd anniversary as well. Celebration of NGW, celebration of wrestling history in Mascuda. It's going to be quite the night. It's the biggest NGW event of the year is kind of the way to put it. It's kind of like our WrestleMania.
And it's crazy because I get to debut at my very first match on that. So
yeah,
on NGW. So it's already giving me chills and goosebumps right now. So to know that I get to beat the hell out of a Viking on your debut and pick up the win, because we already know I'm gonna beat him up. So I've made history. So and I'm good with making history. So I love that. That's another part about me that a lot of people know, that I love making history.
Now we got Jerry Morgan popping in the chats here saying Jerry versus Sid. Yeah, we can't forget that. Jerry Morgan, Sid going up against each other for the Wrestling for a Cure championship. And, Jerry's one person that I didn't hear you mention as a possible opponent. What do you think about Jerry Morgan?
So I watched him too, and I can't believe I left him out. He's one of the guys that me and him would mesh well as well because of his style. He's very technical with his.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to wrestle Jerry for sure because of how technical he is, because I'm a perfectionist and he's technical. So if we put our two styles together, we can tell a great story easily.
And Jerry Morgan right now has neither been penned or submitted in either NGW or IWA productions.
And that part right there is huge.
And in Ignite, he's not been penned or submitted in Ignite. He's the current Ignite Pro Wrestling Outburst champion.
And that part right there is huge because I haven't been penned either. So I would love to, once I defeat Reinar, I'll take my record of 1-0 against in NGW against his, if he gets past Sid. But either way, I mean, without the records, that would be a great match. The records part puts a lot more at stake with it because neither one of us, I know a guy like him, he doesn't want to lose. Because a guy like me definitely doesn't want to lose. So one of us has to lose. So
nobody ever wants to lose.
No.
But unfortunately,
there's people that don't care and just want to beat people up. But
but you want to beat people up and win.
Yeah, that's me. I want to beat people up and win.
So New Genesis Wrestling has, we have the heavyweight championship, the Lightning Division championship, and the tag team championship. Which one of those would you say you'd want to try to go after first?
Any. I don't have a preference. Any of them. We all have the goal of being heavyweight champion. That's for sure. And I definitely want to be heavyweight champion. But if I can collect a light heavyweight championship and a tag team championship along the way, I mean, I can be a Triple Crown champion at NGW as well. At SMPW, the plan wasn't to be, when I first broke in there, it wasn't to be heavyweight champion. That was the goal. And it just so happens I stumble upon being in a tag team and won those titles first. Then once I broke out of the tag team division, it was, like I said, they said that I was better off as a singles wrestler, and they put me right in the heavyweight division. And once I won the heavyweight title, I wanted to make history of being the first ever light heavyweight champion. So you understand how having to cut weight for that after being a heavyweight, it's something. You have to push yourself and you have to drive yourself to reach that goal. And for me, I was in the right place at the right time for cutting that weight. And I happened to, keep that weight while I was defending it. So it's like, I love the history and I love like making goals. And I love like doing things that cause me to push myself into thinking that's something I can't do, and I end up doing it. So whichever title is available, it doesn't matter. My plan and goals are to win them. I don't care which one it is.
I mean, technically they're all available. You just have to work your way up to it. Which it sounds like
I'll put in that work. I'll
eager
put in
to
that
do.
work. It don't matter for me. I'll put in the work. If the heavyweight title is the first one that's available, I'll go after that one first.
Yeah.
The goal is to win heavyweight championship goal at some point in my career. So I promise you this, I will be a heavyweight champion before it's all said and done.
Yep. The good thing about our lightning division is there's no weight limit. It's just the lightning division, so you don't have to cut no weight for that one.
And you know what, Scott? I don't know the answer to this. Maybe you do as the NGW head official. Does New Genesis Wrestling have a rule against holding multiple titles at the same time?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, we've seen it in multiple companies where people have held multiple titles. Playboy right now is the current IWA production heavyweight title in the New Genesis. I don't see a problem with him winning one half of the tag team titles if he had another belt. I don't see a problem with that.
Well, no, I meant like holding like the heavyweight and the lightning division and a tag title all at the same time.
I mean, you're going to have a busy night if you have all three belts because you're going to have multiple people after you. So I don't know if it's a good thing because you have 3 targets on your back instead of 1. So you have multiple people coming after you. So I don't think that would be a good thing. But, for the right person that can handle the weight, I think it would be good.
Bring them all. It doesn't matter. I've been in that situation where I've held 2 championships at once. It's not fun, but it also pushes you to be what you say you are, and it's the best, and a lot of people, they don't say I'm cocky. They say I'm very confident because I have this mentality, and you can say it's a Mamba mentality, but I get into this. I do this because I know I'm the best, and I want to prove that I'm the best. So winning 2 titles at once, winning all 3 of them, holding them all like I'm a Pokemon master or something like that. You got to catch them all. It doesn't matter to me. I am in this to be the best. Championships come along with that.
And we have Justice Savage in the comments. There's currently no rule against stating a competitor cannot hold multiple NGW titles simultaneously. It is possible.
Yeah.
Goals.
Exactly.
Goals.
That could be something,
Yeah, that could be.
Be a triple crown at the same time.
Yeah.
It's never been done at your guys' company before, right?
No.
Anybody who wants to be my tag partner, I'm taking application.
Well, I'm sure you got 2 people who'd step right up for that.
My brother, my cousin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, either one. Or we could be both. Do you guys have a freebird rule?
I don't know. I'll have to look.
I'll have to look into
the freebird rule because that is interesting because the fam is the first ever 2-time NGW tag team champion. So I don't know. I'll have to look into that freebird rule and let me see if we have that or not.
Scott, the head official, need to brush up on the rule book.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Actually, hold on. Let me look at this. Hold on. Actually, it's called the PYT rule. It was put back in when PYT was tag team champion. So yes, we do have it's technically the PYT rule, but it's same thing, Freebird rule. So that is
All right, there we go.
Fam, let's get it. Let's get it, fam.
So
yeah, we've not had a Triple Crown champion in New Genesis Wrestling yet.
no, we have not. So, and we're getting ready to celebrate in Melee Mosquito 3 our 3-year anniversary. So, it's all about history in the making. Imagine if we came back to Melee Mosquito 4 and we had first ever Triple Crown champion.
Goals.
That'd be
Yeah.
something.
That's what I'm going. That's what I'm planning to do. I'm planning to win as much as I can and win championships there. That's my goal for every match is like, hey, what's going to get me to the next championship or what's going to get me to being the greatest. So if that means collecting championships along the way, I'm for it.
So the only in-ring that I've seen of you so far has been throwing some pretty devastating punches.
Yeah.
What else can we expect from a moveset or a style from you on the 21st?
Now, if I told you that would mean they would be able to study me. But I just already told Reinhardt to study my matches. So I am the fastest. You already saw the punches. Reinhardt's going to have to be able to catch me to be able to do these moves that he has. I've seen him already up close and personal. He's not going to be able to catch me because I'm too fast. I'm too quick. He's already been punched in the mouth numerous times. Last time we saw him, he was literally on his backside going back to the curtain. So my style is I'm very smooth. I can brawl. I can be technical. I can high fly if I need to. I'm going to outwork everybody, and I'm going to be the smartest one in the ring. So you have to catch up to me. My style is not tailor-made to you. I know you're going to make mistakes because I'm not going to. So whether it's brawling, technical, submission, high flying, you have to figure that out. We just know I'm not going to make a mistake. And if I do, you better capitalize and have a better counter from when I counter your counter. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah,
Scott,
sounds
I'm telling
like
you right now.
You're almost
busy.
Yeah.
Scott,
so
you're going to want to have
chameleon.
Right, Scott, you're going to want to have to keep an eye on the opponent, not me, because if you keep an eye on me, you're going to miss some things because I'm too fast, too quick.
Okay.
Camera guy, take multiple pictures because you never know. You may see a blur and then you're like, I didn't see that. Hey, I didn't see it live. But then you look at the pictures and you're like, oh my God, that happened. So
that's me after every show.
A lot of pictures.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of taking a lot of pictures, did you know that I am 14,000 pictures away from having posted 500,000 wrestling photos?
Good God. And I'm a part of a couple of those already. So
yes, you are.
I can't wait to be a part of the 21st history because you're going to take more pictures there.
Yeah, we got Arrow in the chat saying you have to use archery rules with you, apparently. You have to look where he's heading, not where you are.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Scott, if you take a picture of me going like this, just know it looks like I threw one punch. Camera guy, I threw 12. It just looks like I threw one, but 12 have just already landed.
Oh.
So just know that I'm very quick. I'm very fast. You saw the punches already. So I know you took one picture of me hitting him, but best believe that was like 12 shots afterwards. One in that one frame.
We got Dardar in chat say, LVK, ignore Scott. He sucks. The real question is, will you want to fight Playboy in the future? For your safety, say no.
I'm not scared of anybody. I don't back down from a challenge. It's not who I want to fight. It's who wants to come after me. So for me to say, yeah, I want to fight somebody in the future, that's one thing. But I take it as a respect thing if one of my opponents, my future opponents, comes and says, yeah, I want to have a match with him. So it can be Playboy. It can be anybody in PYT. It can be the hooligans. I'm going to end up fighting all three of them. I can feel it. It can be TJ Kellis. It can be Jerry. Anybody Sid. They come to me and they say, hey, I want that action. Best believe I'll be like, okay, we can get that action going.
Oh, it sounds like you're just gonna be incredibly busy in NGW coming up.
Yes.
And we're just gonna be getting a small taste of you on the 21st.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I live a busy life, and that's why we're having this show on Wednesday tonight. So,
Yep.
Dardar's
I
mad.
we yeah, she said okay, she'll spare you, but
Okay,
Scott,
good.
watch your back.
I ain't scared of Dardar. Come on. All you got to do is jump scare Dardar, and she falls to the ground and starts crying. You know.
Scott, you can't say mean things about
Scott.
fans.
Scott.
I know.
Scott.
It's so hard.
Dardar had
You know
nothing.
PYT's gonna come for you now.
Oh, they're already
Nice.
coming for me.
We're gonna have even more Scott's faults videos just
Oh,
popping up.
even the ones that didn't even involve me is my fault. That's the funny part.
But LVK, you go by 3 letters.
Yes.
And you'd say, I'd say that you're kind of building yourself up as an institution in wrestling.
The system. I would say a system.
But
A system.
we
Or
like
business.
we like to play a game here
Oh,
on High Voltage, and it's a game that I like to call
oh no. I've seen this.
Shock Therapy. I've seen this?
I've seen this. I knew this was coming. I knew I was going to be one of these guys that does this game. Here we go. Oh man. Woo! All right.
So,
Okay, let's go.
for anyone new here, for Shock Therapy, we pick one of our viewers who LVK is going to be playing for, and LVK has
Please let
to
it be
answer.
Reinar so I can lose on purpose.
Well, one of the rules that we have is it can't be an active member of the NGW roster.
Oh, darn.
But the way this works is we're going to ask LVK 3 multiple choice questions. If he gets 2 out of the 3 correct, he will win a signed poster. And by poster, I mean these things are huge posters of the card for Melee and Muscuda 3, which will be signed by the entire roster. And LVK, you're going to be playing for Amber Williams this week. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Amber,
Now,
I'm sorry if I lose for you, but I'm going to try my best.
Now, as I say, you go by 3 letters. I'd view you as building yourself up as an institution in wrestling. So I thought, why not ask you about other 3-letter institutions?
Oh, no.
So, your first question. What agency handles domestic intelligence and investigations? Is it A, the BBQ, the Bureau of Barbecue Quality, B, the FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation, C, the OMG, the Office of Major Grievances, or D, the LOL, the League of Official Lawmen?
Wow. Whoa, Jesus, that barbecue quality sounds pretty good. And then the major grievances. I have a lot of grievances myself. I'm a very festivus kind of guy, you know what I mean? I like to air out my grievances. But I'm gonna have to go with, LOL, lawman. I guess I'll go with B, federal FBI.
B, FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation.
I hope I'm right.
And it is B, the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
That's good.
For covering up the truth about the aliens. So,
Oof, that was a close one.
Yeah. Too bad it wasn't the barbecue. I'd like to get that job.
Yeah, I was thinking barbecue as well because I could really go for some barbecue right now since you guys brought that up.
Oh, man. Now I want barbecue.
Hey,
Thanks.
it is Memorial Day weekend this weekend, so there'll be
It
a lot
is.
of grilling out. So yes,
Oh.
we'll be grilling out some this weekend. So yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
perfect timing. All right, LVK, are you ready for your second question?
No, but you're going to ask me anyway, so let's get it.
I am going to ask you anyway. Question 2. What agency is responsible for collecting taxes in the U.S., which Scott is intimately familiar with now? Is it A, the TMI?
Yeah. We'll talk about that at
Yeah.
shock therapy.
I had nothing to do with that one either.
Is it A, TMI, the Treasury of Monetary Intimidation? B, the TNT, the Taxes and Tithes? C, the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service? Or D, the BRB, the Bureau of Revenue and Bagels?
And more with food and bagels. Oh my god. I'm not gonna pick too much information. TNT, Turner and Charles, and Shaq and Kenny and all those guys. Even though I thought that said something else, tax and this is a PG show. I'm not going to say it online, but I thought that other word behind "in" was something different.
Yeah.
It's between bagels and revenue service, internal bagels. I can't stop thinking about bagels. Oh, give me C. Give me IRS. I hope I'm right.
The
I hope I'm right.
IRS.
Fingers crossed. I hope I'm right.
And you are correct.
Yes.
And
God,
Scott has recently become very familiar with the IRS because Scott didn't understand the phrase quarterly taxes.
Yeah, I thought, okay, when I signed to be a referee, they made me independent contractor, right? So they said you got to file your taxes quarterly. Well, I thought that meant every 25 years. So little mess up.
Never mind. Scott, I'm sorry, man. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what's your bill at now, Scott?
I don't even know. They keep sending letters and people and Donde for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, Donde showed up wanting to know what your current address was. He had a clipboard. He's wearing glasses. Weirdest thing.
Yeah.
All right, but congratulations. You have gotten 2 out of 3 right, so you have won that sign poster for Amber. Do you want to see if you can go 3 for 3?
Yes.
All right.
Let's get it.
And
let's go 3. Let's go 3. Let's do the best.
Your third question. What agency is known for gathering foreign intelligence? Is it A, the WTF, the Worldwide Truth Finders? B, the KFC, Knowledge, Facts, and Classifieds? C, the CIA, Central Intelligence Agency? Or D, the CAT, the Covert Agents of Truth?
All this talk about food, I'm getting ready to get off of this and go and get some food because first we got barbecue and then bagels and now KFC.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is.
I know WTF, right?
Yeah, WTF, Worldwide Truth Finders.
I didn't know that's
now
what
you
that
got
stands
KFC
for.
on here too. Now I'm thinking about chicken.
I didn't know that's what WTF stood for.
This is the first time hearing it too. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it's not A, and it's not B because KFC is actually chicken, which I'm very hungry for right now since this has been brought up. So it's got to be C or D. Covert Agents of Truth sounds really telling. But Central Intelligence, they made a movie out of that, I feel like.
Yeah, they did.
They made a movie out of Central Intelligence Agency, so I'm going to go with C on that one.
I'm going to go with C, Central Intelligence Agency. And you are right.
Yeah, they made that movie. It was
the CIA.
3 for 3. Let's get it.
Yeah. Wasn't that Central Intelligence Agency? Wasn't that the Rock that Dwayne Johnson was in that movie?
Yes.
Yeah, and Kevin Hart, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, LVK. You got 3 out of 3 right.
And you're one of the few guests that we have had on that have got all 3 right. So
you're going to be rocking into Melee and Muscuda 3 with an NGW victory already under your belt before you even step foot in the ring.
Well, you might as well say I'm going to be 2-0. And I've already spoiled it for everybody. I already told everybody what's going to happen. June 21st. If I'm Reinar, I would be very, very worried right now. But knowing him, he's going to talk tough online. But he's got to get in the ring with me. So once he gets in the ring with me, it's a different story than typing up your thoughts on the computer.
Yep.
I, for one, am extremely excited to see you in action inside the squared circle, more than just, throwing a couple punches. I want to see your full move set. I want to see what you can bring to the mat.
Yes.
Hopefully you can catch the blur and the speed, because you might not see anything with how fast I am. So
No, my camera catches everything.
good.
But I want to thank you again for joining us here tonight, LVK. Like I said, I can't wait to see you on the 21st. And Scott, did you have anything for LVK before he goes, sir?
No, I'm just excited that LVK is officially part of the roster, and I can't wait to see what you do in New Genesis Wrestling.
Yep,
I'm excited.
I'm excited to have you on the roster. I'm excited to see what you do on the 21st and beyond. But thank you again for joining us today, sir. And you have a wonderful evening. We'll see you on the 21st.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me. And once again, tell them what my name is.
LVK.
Thank you. All right.
Scott, that was great. I've been
Yeah.
waiting for so long to be able to talk with LVK.
You know, when we first started those videos, we had no idea what it was, where it was coming from. But now we know the man behind the videos, and now that he's officially a part of the New Genesis Wrestling roster, I can't wait to see what this guy does. I mean, we already know who his first opponent is going to be in Melee Mosquito 3, but after that, I mean,
LVK versus Reinar the Hooligan, Melee Mosquito 3, June 21st at the Lou Civic Center in Mosquito.
Yeah, because it started back in January with Reinar and LVK. It started back in Endless Winter, and then they kind of went back and forth, and now at Melee Mosquito 3, the talking stops. They are one-on-one in that ring.
Yeah, and of course, we're going to be getting Navi Kai versus Preacher for the Lightning Division Championship.
Yes, Navi Kai is up and comer, trying to make a name for himself in NGW, and I don't think it's going to be an easy walk in the park for Navi Kai, because Preacher is a part of the Gospel of Damnation, and he would do everything he can to keep that title. But I'm excited about this match.
Yeah, and the continuation to crown the first ever New Genesis Wrestling Women's Champion. We will be having we will be having Lexi Green versus Cassandra Golden.
Yes, our first
semifinal match.
I'm excited. This women's division tournament for the crown of the first ever NGW Women's Champion has brought out some fantastic talent. And, we've seen Lexi Green. Now we're going to see Cassandra Golden, and now we're starting to get into the semifinals. So we're getting one step closer to crowning the first ever NGW Women's Champion.
Yeah, which that'll be crowned in October, but, we have to get there first.
Exactly.
And then, of course, Jerry Morgan taking on Sid Holland for the Wrestling for a Cure Championship. Jerry Morgan currently has not been penned or submitted in either NGW or IWA production. Sid Holland, who had a 2-year undefeated streak in NGW, this is going to be a barn burner.
And don't forget Ignite, current Ignite
Outburst champion.
And so that's 3 companies Jerry Morgan is undefeated for. But, Sid Holland did go 2 years undefeated. So, this is going to be a fight. And, I mean, especially with the Wrestling for a Cure Heavyweight Championship on the line.
Yeah. And, of course, we're going to be seeing the new NGW Heavyweight Champion Playboy Double H teaming with Tobias Storm against the returning Chris Cade and Ricky Cruz in tag team action.
Yes, I mean, we've seen Chris Cade return, and the match was made for Wrestling for a Cure, Playboy Double H versus Chris Cade, but now we have made this match, Tobias and Playboy versus Chris Cade and Ricky Cruz, to ensure that we do have that heavyweight title match for Wrestling for a Cure. But this is going to be a great match because, Chris Cade has been waiting 7 months to come back and get his hands on Playboy, and he's looking to capture that title that he never lost.
He never lost. He had to relinquish the title due to injury.
Yes, so he's looking to capture that back.
Yeah, definitely. And I do believe that tickets are available now at ngw.ticketleap.com.
Yes. And early, get your tickets, you save money, you get early access to the building. You get to pick your seat. You get to meet some wrestlers. You know, it's the best way to come to an NGW show.
Yeah. And I want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. Extend another thank you to LVK for being our guest, and a special thank you to our sponsors. We have Nick's Home Decor, Bi-State Termite and Pest Control, Needful Things Boutique in Muscoda, Illinois, Laser Monkey Engraving, and the Ringside Buffet in Mount Vernon, Illinois. Scott, we'll be back next week on our normal day on Thursdays.
Yep.
We did Wednesday because we just had to have LVK on the show.
Yes, you know, scheduling conflicts with Thursday didn't work out, but we wanted to get him on, so we made an exception and did a special Wednesday episode for a very special guest. So, yes, next week we'll be back at our normal regular time, Thursday, 7 p.m.
Yep. Everybody, thank you again for joining us. Make sure you give us a top rope elbow drop on that like button, and we will see you next week.